Welcome back. Now, the subject of wealth management and taxes is daunting to everyone. Unless you win the lottery, balancing what you earn versus what you spend is not an easy task. But my first guest says the perception does not have to be your financial reality. Joining me for the very first time is John Pollock. He is the CEO of Dallas, Texas-based Financial Gravity Company. John, welcome to New to the Street.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Now, since you are new to the street, we're introducing you to our viewers for the very first time. I want you to tell us all about what Financial Gravity is all about, including what I think is such a very powerful name, Financial Gravity.
Yeah, so Financial Gravity is basically a company that helps small business owners lower their personal income taxes. And a lot of people think that the CPA industry does this, and it just doesn't. They're not trained to lower taxes. There's nothing on the test about lowering taxes. Accounting is historical record keeping. It's not proactive tax planning.
People, when they hear taxes in the IRS, they're like, oh my God, but what's the truth?
It is daunting, but what we've done is we've condensed it to a group of strategies that work for the most amount of people.
And what separates you guys from other people in this space? Because trust is the biggest thing when it comes to tax preparation and wealth management.
There's really no one doing what we're doing. Typically, the financial services industry is product driven and sale driven. So they're going to sell you a mutual fund, they're going to sell you an insurance product, and then the accounting industry is typically record keeping. This is what you did last year, we put it in a box, and then we record it, and then we file it. So those two industries have really not combined very well. They have competing interests. So the way we've combined them is we use the tax code. Everything springs from the tax code. If we design your strategies and plan around what the tax code says, you're going to do better on the wealth management side, you're going to have better insurance products, and all your advice is going to be integrated.
What's the biggest perception of the tax code and biggest misperception of the tax code?
That using the tax code will increase your audit risk. Using the tax code as it's written and the way the IRS wants you to use it, there's rules. So if you want to lower your taxes and you want to write off your home office, you got to do certain things.
Now, we discussed off camera the Hero X $1 million fractional family office. What is that all about?
The family office is a business model that has been used by the uber wealthy for decades. And what it does is it allows them to pay the lowest possible fees, get the best possible products. All their advice is integrated, so their insurance is connected to their financials are connected to their taxes, and it's all connected together. So what we're doing is creating a fractional family office to bring that to everybody. And the $1 million prize is we're using the crowd to come up with better ideas to deliver this to the public. So the X Prize, the Ansari X Prize specifically, has privatized space travel. So they kind of beat NASA at their own game. NASA had a 5-10 decade head start, and this X Prize created privatized space travel. So we're using the Hero X platform to go to the crowd to say, these are the problems that we are trying to solve. We think we know how to solve them, but we think there's better minds out there that might have a better idea on how to solve them. We want everybody to be able to have the access to integrated advice. That way they're not being sold an insurance product, sold a wealth management product, and sold a tax plan. It's all connected.
How do you simplify what Financial Gravity does to the average Joe on the street who's not fiscally educated like the uber wealthy and doesn't know all the tax code? How do you simplify that to bring them in, to get them to join you?
So we came up with a product called the Tax Blueprint, and it's just that. It's an architectural plan for your life. So we're going to look at how you're running your life now, how your business is getting cash flow coming in, how you're spending it, and then we're going to tweak it around the tax code to lower your personal income taxes. We save the average small business owner $21,000 per year in taxes.
You tell me where I'm going to go to Lake House for $21,000, then I'm a buyer right now.
Well, we're in New York, in some of the smaller areas you can get
Even
that.
in the Big D, you can't get that.
Yeah, that's true.
The perception of finances and tax codes and dealing with that and dealing with the IRS, it really scares off a lot of people. So you guys have that challenge as well as everything else to bring people in to show them it's not as bad as your perception makes it out to be.
Yeah, and one way we help with that is we guarantee our services. So whatever you pay us, we guarantee to double your money. So we're so confident that right now the tax code is an embarrassment of riches. There's just tons of stuff in there and nobody's using it. And what's interesting is it's very hard to get a law passed in this country. So when Congress finally gets a law passed and nobody uses it, it kind of is an ineffective way to run a country.
Well, hopefully on a different note, now that there's a different president in office, the money will flow to everybody and the corporations will come from overseas and put the money back in the United States instead of being forced to bring it overseas.
Yeah, and so the tax code it controls behavior. People don't realize this. The reason it's staying overseas is it's too expensive to bring it back.
That's a whole other argument in terms of tax code with the government and changing things to make it more consumer and corporation friendly. We'll have to bring you back for another show.
Yes, we'll definitely have to talk about that.
I want you to talk to me about Financial Gravity's different revenue streams and how you guys make that revenue, because you don't sell actual products.
No, we don't have to, because if we do the tax plan, the products are going to be chosen by the tax code.
Before I let you go, John, what should potential investors know about Financial Gravity if they're looking to park their money in the company?
Well, we're looking to grow very aggressively. We're recruiting financial advisors as distribution channels and teaching them the tools and techniques that we use to help clients. We're recruiting CPAs because they don't know how to do this either, and we're teaching them. So we're building a national network. We're building a national company.
And the last thing before we go, what do you want to tell people who are watching the interview now who are just flat out scared of having to deal with anything when it comes to wealth or the IRS or paying your taxes or growing for the future?
They don't have to be afraid. We have systems in place that make it easier. We control the controllable. The tax code is a controllable thing. We can't control what gets passed, but we can control how we use what is passed.
And the website, if people want to learn more?
Go to financialgravity.com.
John Pollock, CEO of Financial Gravity. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Up next, Bigfoot is back in the house. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.